Sarah puts down her coffee, looks at her sister. I need a new blender. They talk for 15 minutes about smoothies, about brands she has never searched for online, about a specific model her friend mentioned at work. Sarah never touches her phone during the conversation. 37 minutes later, she opens Instagram. There it is, an ad for the exact blender, same brand, same model, same color. Sarah stares at her phone. Her sister sees it too. That is impossible. Here is what I found interesting about Sarah's story. It is happening to millions of people every single day. But if this really is impossible, how do we explain it? Because I found proof that someone is listening. And what I discovered will make you question every device around you. I have been tracking this phenomenon for months through user reports and academic studies. Not because it is not real. The reports are everywhere. But because every tech company on earth says it is impossible. Google insists we don't listen to your conversation for ads. Apple swears Siri only activates with wake words. And Facebook, they respect your privacy. But here is the thing that really bothers me. Why did one marketing company openly brag about selling active listening services just last year? When the story broke, they scrubbed everything, claimed it was a mistake. But I have the documents, and what they reveal changes everything. This was not the first time powerful entities listen to private conversation without permission. You know what is crazy about this? The pattern keeps repeating. 1960s, the FBI wiretapped civil rights leaders. They called it protecting national security. 1990s, Echelon intercepted millions of communications globally. Intelligence gathering, they said. 2013, Snowden exposed PRISM mass digital surveillance hidden inside every major tech company. But here is what I found interesting. Every time surveillance is exposed, it is justified until the truth leaks. So when your phone shows you an ad for a conversation you never searched, are we just watching the latest chapter in that same story? Each time, the same pattern: denial, discovery, admission that it was for your protection. But this time is different. It is about profit. Let me walk you through what happened to Marcus. This case kept me up at night. Software developer, privacy conscious. He uses VPNs, blocks trackers, never searches for products online. March 15th, 2024. Marcus visits his grandmother in Phoenix. She shows him old photos, starts talking about her late husband's pocket watch collection, mentions a specific brand, Eligin, a model from 1952 that she would love to find. Here is what is interesting. Marcus had never heard of Eligin watches, never searched for vintage timepieces. His browser history was clean. The conversation lasted 23 minutes. Marcus' phone sat on the kitchen counter, screen off, no apps open, nothing unusual. But what happened 2 hours later did not just creep him out. It sent him down a rabbit hole that exposed something far stranger. 2 hours later, Marcus opens Twitter. First post in his feed, an ad for vintage Eligin pocket watches, the exact model his grandmother described. This is where Marcus made a mistake.
Oh no!
He started digging deeper. He monitors his phone's network traffic, uses packet sniffer, searches for any unusual data transmission. According to Marcus, Detailed account posted on privacy forums. I am a developer. I know how to find digital footprints, but I found nothing. No unusual network activity. No massive data uploads. But here is the thing that haunts me. Magic does not exist. Technology does. The tech industry has simple explanation. It is coincidence. But here is the problem. Coincidences don't explain why you keep seeing ads for things you only whispered about. So is this explanation brilliant or a cover-up? I have searched this myself over the past several months. Last month, I mentioned a specific brand of coffee maker to my neighbor. Never searched for it, never bought kitchen appliances online. Guess what showed up in my Instagram feed that evening? Google claims they use sophisticated algorithms that analyze your online behavior, location data, and social connections to predict interests. Apple insists devices only process audio after detecting specific wake words. Facebook maintains they do not use phone microphones for ad targeting. But does that really explain Marcus' experience? Let me show you something that made my blood run cold. We examined the official story piece by piece. This is fact. Marcus had zero digital footprint related to vintage watches. No searches, no purchases, no related interests. His grandmother is not on social media. She has a flip phone, no digital presence whatsoever. Marcus monitored all devices in the house. No search activity detected. But here is where it gets interesting. In 2019, researchers at Northeastern University conducted a controlled study. They monitored network traffic from over 17,000 apps while playing audio containing trigger words. The result: no evidence of constant audio transmission, but they did find something else. Some apps triggered at strange times, just a few seconds of audio captured when no wake word was spoken. They called it a false activation. But what if it was not a false? What if those moments are the cracks where the truth leaks through? The researchers found over 9,000 of these false activations across their test period. 9,000 unauthorized listening events. That is not a glitch. That is a pattern. There are three theories that experts discuss publicly. Theory 1, it is all coincidence. Algorithms so advanced they predict your thoughts. Theory 2, selective keywords monitoring, listening for specific trigger words without full conversation. Theory 3, rogue apps secretly recording through legitimate permissions. But there is a fourth theory, one almost no one talks about, and it changes everything. What if the listening is not happening on your phone at all? What if it is your smart speaker, your TV, your streaming device? What if the conversation monitoring is happening through the IoT network that surrounds you and your phone is just displaying the results? Ancient stories warned of invisible watchers, spirits that knew your secrets. Greek mythology told of Argos, a giant with 100 eyes, some always sleeping, others always watching. Today, we don't call them spirits, we call them algorithms. And unlike the myths, these watchers are real. But what happens when the watchers become hunters? When knowing your desires is not enough and they need to control them? Dr. Jennifer King, privacy researcher at Stanford, told something chilling. Continuous listening is difficult, but companies always find workarounds. So what does workarounds look like? That's where the leaked Cox Media deck comes in. The Cox Media Group presentation was explicit. We listen to conversations through smartphone microphones and serve targeted ads based on what we hear. But here is what made my blood run cold. They were not just bragging about the technology. They were naming clients, major brands you use every day. According to their official statement after the leak, Cox Media Group claimed the presentation was outdated marketing material. But according to leaked internal communication from former employees, it was not just marketing fluff. The technology exists. And after that leak went public, they did not shut it down. They just got better at hiding it. Here is what we can verify. Millions of people report identical experiences with targeted advertising. Apps regularly request and receive microphone permissions. Network monitoring studies shows occasional unexpected audio processing. At least one marketing company has claimed to offer listening-based advertising services. Here is what does not add up. No independent research has detected large-scale continuous audio transmission. The bandwidth and processing requirements would be enormous and detectable. Tech companies maintain consistent denials despite facing regulatory scrutiny. But here is what really keeps me awake at night. But if they listen to sell you products, what else are they listening for? Your political opinions, your relationship problems, your health concerns. The Cox Media Group documents prove the desire exists. The technology exists. The profit motive exists. The only question is whether someone already has the capability to listen without being detected. And if they do, it is not just your ads at risk. It is your entire private life. So let me ask you, has your phone already betrayed you? We need to figure this out together. I want to know about your experiences. Have you noticed ads appearing after private conversation? What were the circumstances? How specific were the matches? Drop your stories in the comments below. Include details, what you discussed, where your phone was, how long before you saw the ad. The more data we collect, the closer we get to understanding what is really happening. Because one thing is certain, this story is not over. The watchers are still watching. The question is, are they also listening?